Yes. Question number 63. Forfeiture of shares allotted on pro rata. Understand this question very carefully, because in this question everything is there. Pro rata is there, pro rata table is there, cash book is there, reissue, forfeiture, everything is there. Okay. So a company issued 10,000 shares, 2 on application, 3 on allotment, and 3 on first call, and 2 on second call. Total 10 without premium. And the applications were received for 15,000 shares. This is applied and this is allotted. Allotment is made. We can make the allotment only to 10,000 as we have issued 10,000. So how we have tackled this situation? The shares were allotted on pro rata basis to the applicants of 12,000. It means applicants of 12,000 were given 10,000 shares. And for the rest, the question is silent. It means 3,000 are rejected. Okay. So on the basis of this, we can do the first two entry. Okay. So the first entry will be, just read two lines and do the entry so that you people are able to solve the question. Okay. So first entry will be bank account debit to share application. We all know this thing. But here we are making cash book with bank column only. Okay. So the first entry, as I told you, whenever there is a cash book, then all the transactions related to bank will be posted directly to the cash book. They will be not written in the journal. So the first transaction, bank account debit to share application. So bank is debited here. So on the debit side of cash book, it will be written share application account. So the amount will be 15,000 into 2. So that is the 30,000. 15,000 into 2, 30,000. So this entry you can see. Second entry now we are going to do in journal itself, because there is no involvement. One involvement of bank is also there. So for explaining, I'm just writing the complete entry first so that there is no problem in understanding. Share application account debit to share capital, and the extra money is adjusted with allotment to allotment. Or if there was no cash book, then we have to read here bank also. So that basically the entry will be 30,000, share capital 10,000 into 2, 20,000, and the allotment excess money 2,000. 2,000 is the excess money, 12,000 minus 10,000. So this 2,000 into the application money which is received in excess, that is the 4,000. And 3,000 is rejected. So 3,000 into 2, 6,000. If there is no cash book, then we need to pass this entry. But now there is cash book. So the bank portion will be directly posted here. So you can see that the bank is credited. So we need to write this side by the opposite account is share application, by share application account, and this 6,000. So this 6,000 will be not coming in the journal entry. Okay. If 6,000 is not coming in the journal entry, then this amount will be subtracted by 6,000. Okay. And now the journal entry will be, in this case, as there is a cash book, so now 6,000 will be directly subtracted from 30,000. We were supposed to debit share application by 30,000. So 30,000 minus 6, which we have already written here. Okay. So it's 20,000, 24,000. And 24,000 now will be divided in share capital, which is 20,000, and share allotment, which is 4,000, being application money adjusted. So two entries we have done, one direct in cash book and the other one in journal. So all those entry in which there is an involvement of bank will be directly written in the cash book only. Now next, all the shareholders paid the allotment money except one shareholder who was allotted 200 shares. There was a one shareholder who was allotted 200 shares, had not paid the allotment money. And the extra money we have adjusted on allotment. So we need to prepare the pro rata table, which I explained in many classes. So again, I am explaining here. So first of all, in that table, we need to find out the ratio. The ratio of the pro rata was to 12,000, we have issued 10,000. It means 6:5. It means the shareholder who has applied for 6 share was given 5. So in this case, allotted number is given. So in the first step of table, we need to find out the applied number. So shares, this is the first step of the table, shares applied by a shareholder, or if any name is given, then you can write the name. So applied, we need to find out 6/5 into 200. Okay, 6/5 into 200. So 5 fours are 20. So 5 fours are 20. 40 into 6, 240 shares. So it is proved that the applied number is always greater than allotted number. So he was given 200 shares and he had applied for 240. It means on 40 shares he had paid extra money. So now we need to do the second step to find out what the extra amount he has paid. Okay, so he had paid application money, application paid on 240 shares. 240 into what is the application money? 2. 240 into 2, which is equal to 480. And his application money used money. He was allotted only 200 shares. So 200 into 2, 400. So what is extra money here? Extra 80. These 80 rupees are extra here as he has applied for 240 share and was given only 200 share. So this 80 is extra, and the third step of the table is to use this extra money along with the allotment. So he was supposed to pay allotment due on 200, and the allotment money is 3. So 200 into 3, he was supposed to pay 600, and this 80 or the extra money is always used with the allotment. So this will be subtracted. Already paid. Already paid. So what amount he has already paid? 800. 80 rupees. So what he has not paid? 520. Yes, 520 he has not paid. Yes, 520. He has not paid 520. So this is the calls in arrear at allotment. Calls in arrear at allotment. Calls in arrear. So now after doing this calculation, we can pass the third entry or fourth entry. So what is the third entry? Third entry is share allotment account debit. Share allotment account debit to share capital. So allotment was due on 10,000 shares, and the rate at which it was due is 3. So 30,000 we were supposed to receive. Now just please understand carefully the next bank entry. Okay, bank entry. So in bank entry, I'm just writing the entry, and afterwards we will be considering the cash book. For your understanding, first I am writing the complete entry. Okay, so the complete entry is bank account debit, calls in arrear account debit to bank account debit, calls in arrear account debit to share allotment. This is the entry which we are supposed to pay if there is no cash book. Okay, so in bank, what amount will be going? You can see that we were supposed to receive 30,000 at the time of allotment. And out of this 30, this 4,000 we have already received. So the in bank share allotment, 26,000 will be there. In share allotment, 26,000 26,000 will be there. And out of this 26,000, 520 is calls in arrear. Yes, this 520. Because the person has not paid, the person who was having 200 shares has not paid the allotment money. So this 520 is in calls in arrear. So what amount he has paid? 26,000 minus 520, which is equal to 25,480. So this entry we were supposed to write when there is no cash book. But in this question, we are making cash book. So what you can do, you can pass this entry in your rough working to avoid any confusion, and you just post the bank account, amount in the cash book. Okay, just post the bank amount. In bank, you can see 25,480 is there. So bank to share allotment 25,480. So this posting is done directly in the cash book. Now, if in cash book we have already written the bank amount, then no need to write in the journal entry. So now the journal entry will be there with the left out portion. The left out portion is calls in arrear only. So this with calls in arrear. And in share allotment also, we just need to write the amount of calls in arrear. So this will be the entry. Okay, 4 entries done. Now read the question. It is very much clearly written that the, wait, it is very much clearly written that the shares were forfeited. Just read the line. All shareholders paid the allotment money except one shareholder who was allotted 200 share. We have done all the calculation regarding that shareholder, and we have passed both the entries for the allotment, due entry and the bank entry. Now these shares were forfeited. So by reading this line, we are able to understand that shares are forfeited just after the allotment. It means as you read this line in the question, then you need to pass the entry of forfeiture. So you are not going to wait for the first call, as it is clearly indicated in the question that the shares are forfeited after allotment. Okay, because after allotment the shares are forfeited. So you need to pass the entry of forfeiture, that is share capital account debit, 2 shares forfeited, 2 calls in arrear. Till now you have not called up first call or second call. And one more thing I told you, that whenever we are making this table, then the forfeited amount, this will be the forfeited amount, very first amount from the table. Okay, and calls in arrear, this amount. Clear? This is the amount which he has paid, and this is the amount which he has not paid. Now tell me what will be the called up amount here, because the shares are forfeited after allotment. So the application money was 2 and the allotment money was 3. So after this the shares were forfeited. So the called up money will be 5. So this entry will be done with 5. So 200 into 5. Capital is always debited or credited with the called up money. So as these shares are forfeited just after allotment, so for that shareholder, called up was only 5, because the rest 2 calls were not called up till then. Okay, so 1000. Out of this 1000, again I'm going back to table. You need not to do the use the formula of paid and unpaid if you have made the table. So 480 he has paid and 520 he has not paid. 480 he has paid and 520 he has not paid. So 480 will be written here and 520 will be written here. Okay, so this is the entry for share allotment. No involvement of bank, so there will be no posting in the cash book. Next, now the share first call is called up. It is clearly mentioned the first call was made thereafter. First call was made thereafter means after passing the forfeiture entry, you have called up the first call. So share first call account debit to share capital. Now in such question, there is one new point which I have not tell you till now. The point is this: if you have forfeited the shares and after that you are going to make a call, then the number of share was 10,000. So earlier you were making the call on the 10,000, but now out of this 200 shares are cancelled. So if the shares are cancelled before making call, then you cannot demand call from that shareholder whose shares has been already cancelled. So now in this case, you will be calling the amount from 9800 shares. Okay. So first call will be made due only on 9800 shares, not on 10,000. Why? Because the total number of share was 10,000. But out of this 10,000, 200 shares you have already forfeited. This is the forfeited entry. These number of shares you have already forfeited. So if the shares are already forfeited, you cannot demand further call from that shareholder, because already his shares are cancelled. Then how can you demand more money from him? So that's why first call will be made not on 10,000 shares, it will be made on 9800 shares. So 9800 into the first call money. First call money is 3. So 9800 into 3. So that will be 29,400. 9800 into 3, 29,400. Okay. Now the bank entry, and you all know that the bank entry will be passed only in the cash book, because the bank, you will be receiving the bank amount. So further there is no call scenario. So the whole amount is received in bank. So again, we will be going back to the cash book, and for doing the bank entry, we need to write to share first call 29,400. Yes, here it is written. Okay. Next, read the question. These shares were forfeited. The first call was made thereafter. The first call was made thereafter. The forfeited shares were reissued. Now, after making the first call, then the forfeited shares are reissued. Just consider the sequence. Okay. Just consider the sequence of the journal entries. आपको journal entries का sequence consider करना है, please. So now the journal entry will be, I am passing here. Wait a minute. So the journal entry will be now for reissuing of the shares, that is the bank account debit to share capital. This is the basic journal entry which we need to write, bank account debit to share capital. So these shares are reissued. Read the question. 8 per share as fully paid up. As fully paid up. You can see that in this question, what is important? What is important in this question? Sorry, the forfeited shares were issued at the rate of 9 per share as 8 paid up. Till now, the second call of rupees 2 was not made. So need not to pass the entry for the second call until there is any information in the question. Okay. So these shares are paid up for 9 as rupees 8 paid up. At the rate 9 will be going in bank, and with 8 we need to make the share capital. Okay. How many shares are issued? 200. All the shares are issued. So 200 into 9, and here 8 paid up. So 200 into 8. This is the entry for the reissue of the forfeited shares. 1800, 1600. Now the difference is coming on the credit side. So we are going to write SPR account debit. SPR account debit. Okay. So SPR is credited, sorry, SPR account is credited by 200. But here we are making the cash book. So this entry will be not there in journal. For your reference, I have written this entry. But now we are making as cash book. So we are going to write this entry directly in the cash book. Okay. So we need to write this entry in the cash book. And how we are going to write? To share capital for the reissue entry to SPR, because bank is debit and these two accounts are credited. So share capital is written with 1600 and SPR is written with 200. Clear? So now there will be no more entries in the cash book as the question is completed. Only one last entry is left. So we are going to close the cash book by balance CD. By doing the totaling of the debit side, you can see that we are having 86,680. And out of this 6,000 will be subtracted. So the balance CD 80,680. 86,680. So in this manner, cash book is closed. And now the last entry, what was the last entry? That is the share forfeited account. As all the shares are issued, share forfeited account to capital reserve. So there is no need to use the proportionate formula as all the shares are issued to capital reserve. So what the amount was there in share forfeited account? The amount was 480. Total amount was in share forfeited 480, and out of this no amount is used here. So the whole of the amount 480 will be transferred to capital reserve and the account will be closed. So just try to understand the question, complete question once again. So this is all about the question. So first thing, if cash book is prepared in any of the question, then you are not going to pass any entry of bank in the journal. The bank related all the entries will be directly written in the cash book. So this question can come in 8 marker question where you need to prepare the cash book. So the first entry, bank account debit to share application, directly written in the cash book. Second entry, and if excess money is returned, then again the cash book, the part of the entry will be written in journal, and the part of that part of the entry which is related to bank will be directly posted in the cash book. Then the share allotment, if you want I can re-explain this table because this is the important thing. Whenever in pro rata question shares are forfeited, then we need to find out applied or allotted. Either applied will be given, then we need to find out allotted. If allotted is given, then we need to find out applied. Okay, so 6 upon 5 here applied. First of all we need to find out the ratio, that is the 6:5. So applied we need to find out. So applied will be the numerator, 6 upon 5, 6 upon 5 into the number of share given in the question, 240. He has applied for 240, then application money paid on 240 into 2, 480, and used, he was given only 200 share, so 200 into 2, 400, excess money is 80, so allotment due to on 200 shares, 200 into 3, 600, adjust the excess money received 80, so the falls in arrear 520. And while doing this question, one thing you have to keep in mind, when the shares are forfeited, so you have to read the question very carefully. If the share in this question itself, if the shares are forfeited after first call, then first after allotment you will be making the first call, passing the 2 entry for the first call, and in first call also there will be calls in arrear. Then you are going to forfeit the shares. Okay. So this is all about making of cash book. So you can discuss your doubts with me.